Hey, fourth graders, it's Mr. Peters here with your science lesson for the day. We're going to be talking about forces in action. And so this goes with our physical science unit that we would be doing during the spring here. And so physical science, also known as physics, is all about how energy causes different things. And so the easiest way for us to see energy, especially at the elementary level, is through motion. And so you might not have realized it, but whenever you're doing any kind of activity, you are doing physics. And the great thing is that your mind typically doesn't have to think about it. So the idea of like walking, ever since you're a baby, and you learn to walk, you've been doing physics without realizing it. And so kind of figuring out one foot in front of the other and stuff like that. If you've ever thrown a ball, you've been doing physics. And so you notice that there's motion and there's energy there. Okay, and so we're going to talk about forces in action today. So with our activity today, the first thing that you are going to need to do is your teacher will share a link to this document with you. And the question that we are going to answer, there's a few that we'll do a little bit later, but the big one is, does more weight make a vehicle travel further down a hill? And then you'll put your name and your prediction of yes or no. Does adding more weight make it go further down the hill? So we get a truck, and then we put weight in it, and we pushed it down the hill. Would having that weight, would it slow it down, or would having more weight in there, would it allow the vehicle to travel further? Okay. So those are the questions that we're going to be answering today, or the big one. And so you're going to get a link to this page. By the way, just the regular page here, Science Kids. Well, I'll share a link to this one as well. Great resource for different facts, quizzes, different things that you can do kind of on your own. If you're one of those kiddos that loves science and experiments and things like this is a great one for that. It can give you some hands-on experiments to do that are off the computer, but also has a lot of ways to do experiments on the computer or digitally. So it says forces in action. Learn about forces in action as you experiment how gradient is kind of like a hill, weights, motion, and resistance affect the movement of various objects with this fun science activity. Try and get the truck down the ramp and to the end of the track by adding a range of weights. Record the results in a table as you watch how the different conditions affect the outcome of the experiments. What happens when you make a steep gradient or add a parachute to the back of the truck? Find out while enjoying this fun interactive game for kids. Okay, so when you get onto this site, you're going to end up going right here and click OK. And it brings you to this part. And so the first thing that you need to do is kind of like just a little test for them. So it says make the truck travel down to the end of the track by dragging or adding weight. So first thing you do, here's how you release it. So you watch the truck go. And we got to 80. Okay, the truck didn't travel to the end of the track that time. Try loading the truck with a heavier weight. Click OK. Press reset. That's the big one for us. And then here's how you load it. You have to click and drag the weight up onto there, right? And then you can see the weight in the back when you're ready. So at a gradient or a hill level 2, it's the same one we're at, but we just add a little bit of weight. A little bit further this time. Truck didn't travel there. Try loading the truck with a heavier weight. You gotta go bigger even. So reset, click over. Now we have our big weight. Click and put our big weight in. Jackpot. Perfect. You made the truck travel to the end of the track by loading it with the heaviest weight. Now read the instructions at the top of the screen. Experiment some more with the track. Click the yellow button to release the truck. Measure how far it travels. Okay, so right now it's empty. And so once kind of our next step. So if you remember, when we're at a gradient level, or sorry, they switched the gradient level here for us. So gradient level 1, no weight, the truck went to 70. And so here's the table that you're going to be responsible for filling in. This is kind of an on your honor thing, meaning that we're not going to be checking that you do it necessarily, but it's just a way to kind of see how you're doing with yourself and do an experiment here. All right, so slope level 1, no parachute, small parachute, big parachute, nope, we have no parachute, no weight. And the distance that we went was 70. Okay, you can click back here, or you can click even reset. All right, now if I look at my table, the next one over here was no parachute, small weight. So I'm going to go back over to here, put my small weight on, and then I would release it, and I would measure it again, and I'll put it in there. Okay. I don't want to do too many because I want to leave some up to you. And you notice that they have the option for small parachute and big parachute too. Okay, so when we go here, here's the small weight, the big weight, small parachute, big parachute. Okay, so you have all those things that you can put on to your truck. Okay, and so you're following the directions of your slope. So that's the other thing. You can change your slope in level 1 or 2. Okay. You can change the amount of weight, and you can change if you have a parachute. And so you're going to slowly fill those in. And before you do it, kind of make a prediction for yourself. We kind of already did the one with the weights, but does adding weight make it go further or not? Will adding a parachute make it go further or less? How much less? And kind of make a prediction as you go. Increasing the slope. How much will that affect it? Okay. So the part that you need to do then, once again, your first step would be to make your prediction of adding the weight. Does it go further or not? And then with this one, filling in the chart here for yourself as well. Okay. All right. Once again, I would encourage you, if you have the option at home, if you have Hot Wheels tracks or things like that, maybe you can try this out on your own as well. Another thing, like I said, I'll be sharing the link just to the general website here for you. It's a great resource for you to kind of do different things. You can just look up science facts, experiments, different topics. If you love space, we had this SpaceX rocket launch the other day. So if that interests you, you can check that out. All right, different things. Physics is one of my favorite. I always loved physics class in high school. And then one other one that I'm going to throw on there, and you guys may have gotten a chance to see this earlier, or maybe not, but Wonderopolis. This was a site that Mr. Trice had shared with our 4th grade team. And so it's just a kind of a site that has different questions or thoughts each day. And so they go through and they just have different things to pique your interest. And so this I'll share with you guys just for you to play with as well. All right. Have a great day, 4th graders. And we just have to finish this week with our learning. So keep it up.